Hi, I'm Connor Finnerty, and welcome to my photo shoot for Beyond the Spotlights. I mean, there's many. A lot of seafood. It used to be like sushi, but then I tried sushi like a while ago, and I kind of starting to like it. But yeah, seafood like crab. I hate that. I know a lot of people disagree with that. Lobster, crawfish, any type of seafood really, I'm just not a huge fan of, and that's just me. But yeah, especially with being in the industry, I've always like probably one of the best pieces of advice when you're in audition or anything, and you may not get a call back or anything, don't let it get to you. You always have to like keep moving on and keep moving forward, and just another day, another audition, that type of thing. Because you don't want to, if you let it get to you, then it's gonna hurt you. You don't want to feel like that. So that's probably one of the best pieces of advice, because it's helped me a lot through auditions, and especially this whole process in the industry. It's very tough. I mean, I can do both, but sometimes I do fashionably late, especially to like parties or something like that. I don't like go right away, like say parties at like 7, I go around like 7:15. I mean, like if I get like ice cream or anything, I like a swirl of chocolate and vanilla, but I would say chocolate. I mean, it depends on my mood of the day. Probably cookies. I mean, I can have cake sometimes, like my favorite's like ice cream cake. That's just because it's just really good, but yeah, probably cookies. I mean, I do a lot of both, but like, probably texting. I like FaceTiming people, so if that counts as call, then yes. Paper, because you know, it helps the environment and everything. What I see a lot nowadays is like when I go into like a, like I went to a Starbucks in Malibu, and there was like paper straws, and I was like, what? It was so weird to me, but yeah, probably paper. I would probably choose Apple. I'm like a huge like geek with like technology and stuff. I love like getting the new iPhone every year. I just like having the new tech, so probably Apple. Get like the new MacBook, new iPhone, new Apple Watch, all that. Yeah, and I'm like a kid in the candy store with that stuff. If you guys remember Rainbow Loom, like when I was in 5th and 6th grade, that was really big back then. And we like made bracelets. Well, me and my friend Ethan, shout out to Ethan, he's my best friend. We made these like bracelets back in like elementary school, and we also did with it, because they're made of rubber bands, we also made like a bag. We kind of went really creative with that, and I think I also made like a hat and a glove. And not a lot of people have done that. It's very advanced. And it's like a really weird talent, but I thought it was pretty cool. Tortilla chips, like, you know, if I get some salsa and some tortilla chips, it's the best thing ever. I could have that for lunch like every day. I'm gonna go with Mexican food for this one, because I actually had tacos yesterday and they're really good. But yeah, I love Mexican food. If it's like street tacos, enchiladas, quesadillas, burritos, I love all of them, it's so good. Or Mexican rice, really hits the spot. Probably football. I mean, I watch both a lot, and I didn't play football in like a league or anything, but I love playing for fun. But baseball I did. Yeah, I love both, but probably football. I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. Shout out to the Broncos. I've been to like 2 games, and yeah, I've been on the field and everything, so I'm a really big fan of the Broncos. And I've always been a huge Superman ever since I was little. I used to have like an action figure, I remember. I sadly got rid of it. But yeah, I had that, so I'm probably a huge Superman fan. I've seen all the movies, and yeah. I would probably say Michael Jackson. Ever since I was little, I used to love freestyling, but then when I found out about Michael Jackson, I started watching his videos. My mom told me about him, and I just started watching his videos, and I was just so inspired by the way he had such a unique style dance, and the way he singed. I mean it was pop, but it just didn't sound like anyone else. That's what made him so unique and different, and why he's so famous. And yeah, I just love the way he moved. And I also I remember when I saw This Is It. It's like a docu movie. That really changed everything for me, because that really made me want to dance, and so that's kind of what made me do what I am today. Well, I was always a huge fan of like a classic Disney movie called Toy Story. I've seen all 3 of them, and I always like collected all their toys. So that was probably one of my favorite toys growing up, was getting like the new Woody, and then when I found out about Jessie, I had to get the Jessie doll and everything. And yeah, I was such a huge fan that when they came out the third one, I think I was like dressed in some costume of like Woody, and I brought like my action figures. And yeah, so I was like a really big fan. I mean, probably dress up. I've always loved dressing up. I always just like going shopping ever since I was little. I really have a big fashion sense. I love trying on new stuff and doing new things, and yeah. High tech all the way. I mean, whatever is out there and that I could buy, I'm going to get it because I just love having the newest thing. And I mean, like, I heard like there's a new phone, it's called the Red phone, because they also make video cameras, and I really want it. It's called the Hydrogen something, and it's like the first phone with like holographics, and it looks so cool. But yeah, that type of thing. I always like high tech. I'll probably say ice cream. I mean, I like frozen yogurt, don't get me wrong about that, I love it, but ice cream is definitely better in my opinion, and I can put it in like a milkshake. But yeah, and also my favorite ice cream, by the way, is peanut butter cup. It's like a peanut butter cup. It's from Baskin Robbins. I mean, I would probably say movie. I like reading books, but the movie, I like visually seeing it. And yeah, I love watching movies. It's kind of like my thing. Watching them on Netflix, it's my go-to. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Make sure to go check out my feature on BeyondTheSpotlights.com.